different books. And so today we're going to focus on the opening sentence of our writing. But before we do that, let's take a look at how some other authors grab the reader's attention and make them want to read more. So a couple of weeks ago, we read Wayside Stories from Wayside School. And if we take a look at the beginning paragraph here, Mrs. Gorf had a long tongue and pointed ears. She was the meanest teacher in Wayside School. She taught the class on the 30th story. So you might scratch your beard or do a little bit of thinking here about what did Louis Sachar do to get us interested in reading this story. And you might think about the description that he gave of Mrs. Gorf or the fact that he said that she was the meanest teacher in Wayside School. So authors, when they are writing, they pay particularly close attention to the first sentences of their writing because they know that if they have a good, strong opening sentence, it will invite their reader in and the reader will want to keep on reading. So let's look at how a couple of other authors did this before we try it on our own. We looked at mysterious disappearances. So you'll notice this idea of the intriguing first lines like we've been talking about in class happens in nonfiction too. Look at the beginning of this. In the time it takes you to read this page, someone will be reported missing. Hundreds of people around the world disappear every day. Very intriguing, right? If you look in Probutiti, a book that we read a long time ago, take a look at this beginning. Calvin waited quietly outside Trudy's bedroom. Then it happened. A scream, a very loud scream. Calvin ran to his room and dived into bed. He heard Mama coming down the hall. Makes you want to keep reading, right? Because you want to know why they were screaming and what Calvin had to do with that scream. We read Birmingham 1963, a nonfiction text. And if you take a look at the beginning, first line in this story, the students knew they would be arrested. So what we're going to ask you to do is go back and look in your notebook at the intriguing first lines that we spent some time looking at a couple of weeks ago. Think about the intriguing first lines in the books that we've read together, and then go back and look at your draft. Take a look at how you started your writing. Did you start with an intriguing first line? And if not, take some time to play with how you might reword it or rearrange it and make your sentence a little more inviting and intriguing. And remember that the purpose of this sentence is to draw your reader in, to make them want to read more and want them to continue reading your story.